Hey guys, how you doing? It's Tom, back with another video. Hey, this video, I wanted to talk about Social Security. Like how long does it take to actually get it, to start getting it once you've applied for it, right? That seems to be an interesting point, that a lot of people are probably wondering, and some of us, I think, are a little confused about it. So I wanted to just explain kind of how it works. Because I've heard guys say, "Oh, it took like 6 months for me to get it, and all that, or whatever, 5 months, 4 months." Well, there's a reason for that because what's happening is you can apply whatever age you want to collect Social Security at, okay, whether it's 62 or any year after that, right? 63, 65, 67, 70, whatever the year is that you want to collect your Social Security, you have to apply, or you can apply, and you should apply, okay, in my opinion, up to 3 months in advance of your birthday. Like if you're going to start collecting at 62, then 3 months before your 62nd birthday, you put in for it. You apply. Now, how do you apply? Well, the easiest way is actually to get a login, get an online account with them before you apply for Social Security benefits. You know what I mean? You can get an online account with SSA, and it's like ssa.gov. That's the website. Okay. You can get an online account, 10 years before you retire, 20 years before you retire. And what are the benefits of it? Well, you can get your annual statement, that they used to send by mail, and I guess they still do, unless you opt out of snail mail. You just say, well, I want to be electronic only. But you can check your yearly statement online at your leisure. And what is that online statement? Well, it'll say things like, if you were to retire, like right now or something, right, you would get this much a month, like I guess on disability. Like if you were gonna start collecting before your age, before you're really, before you can get it per just your age, regular Social Security, not disability. If you're like 55 or something, like it'll say, well, if you retired today or if you collected today, like you would get this much, and oftentimes what I've noticed is that the disability is almost about the same as what your full retirement would be, like if you waited to be 67, for example. Like for me, it's 67. I was born in 1960. So, and that was the cutoff year, 1960 and later, it's 67. Um, So anyway, but you could find out just information like that, right? But you can also find out they have every uh, amount of income that you made annually since you started working. Like you could, like if your first job is when you were 15 or 16 years old, like me, you'll see that the income from that year. It'll be like the whole every year of how much you made. Your taxable income or whatever, your after tax income, whatever you want to call it, right? Like for me, it's like literally 1975. Like it goes back to 75, and just every year, boom, boom, boom. As long as you filed your taxes in that year, it'll show. It'll show up on your Social Security. You made this much in this year, and the next year you made this much, and it's pretty amazing. You're looking at like 40 years worth of whatever, 45 years sometimes worth of income. So you can see that on your when you register online with them, even before you start getting your benefits. So it's kind of nice, right? Instead of them sending you these statements, by mail, by physical snail mail, basically, you can just opt out of that and say, no, I'll just log in and get it. And then if you want to print it out, you can. It's up to you, right? If you got a printer or whatever, you want to print it out, download it, whatever, onto your computer, that's fine. But anyway, so if you have a login account, it's sort of easy because then you can just go in and log in to your account, and then you can, say you can click the buttons that say, that you actually want to fill out an application for, starting your Social Security benefits. It's like a three-step process. I mean, online. Like they'll tell you like, okay, you need this much. Like step one is they'll tell you you need this, this, and this. You know, like birth certificate, whatever, right? You know, other things, social security number, obviously, you know, and then they check it out and make sure that they got everything and that you're, you know, that you can apply and everything, and then they'll tell you, okay, we received everything, you know, or whatever. Like that's the step two. And then usually step three is like, okay, you're approved, you know. So, uh, so that's an easy way to do it, and it takes usually 2 to 4 weeks to get the approval. You know, once you've applied, once you've given them everything that they needed and everything and applied, it's usually 2 to 4 weeks. And I think with me, it was like 2 weeks, maybe three, but it was definitely not four. It was like I think it was 2 to 3 weeks it took to get the approval. Now you can also if you're not electronic, you know, if you're not tech savvy, if you don't have a computer, you can do it over the telephone. I don't know how long you'll have to wait on the telephone, you know. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever called them. Maybe once I did, you know, like, um, and then you can also go to the local office. Like if you're in the U.S., which I would kind of recommend that if you're going abroad to live, you know, I would recommend sort of doing this first, or you know, like doing this while you're in the U.S. I mean, you could do it, I think, when you're already over here. Obviously, you know, you could do it, but uh, it just makes it easier, you know. Um, but anyway, but you could go to their office, and again, depending on your local area and how populated it is where you live, you know, you're gonna wait. I don't know how long. It could be half an hour, it could be 4 hours, you know, depending on where you live, right? So I don't know. To me, it's just made sense to just do it electronically, you know, like it's so easy, you know. Now, okay, now here's the time frame, right? Like I just told you, I said you can apply 3 months before your birthday, you know, that you're going to start collecting, and then it takes like, you know, once you do that, it's only 2 to 4 weeks to get the approval, right? Now, this is the part that people get confused on, and myself included. I always thought, oh, my benefits will start, or like I thought I'm going to start getting my money the month after my birthday. You know what I mean? Like you know, let's say you're, you know, 62 years old in May or something, right? I always thought, oh, that means I'll start getting my money in June. That's not how it works. It's actually you're eligible for your benefits the month after your birthday. Okay, so in that example, you're eligible. You know, in other words, it kind of begins in June if your birthday's in May. However, in Social Security, they always pay you for the previous month. They're not paying you for the going forward month. They're paying you for the previous month. So that's why you actually not going to get your check or your money or your electronic deposit or whatever, however you want to do it, until 2 months after your birthday or the second month after your birthday. Might not be 60 days, but it's going to be that second month. And depending on what day of the month your birthday is, determines whether you're going to get your check in the middle of the month or the end of the month, you know, or the beginning of the month, you know. So it just depends, you know. But it's always like for the previous month, you know what I mean? Like you're getting paid for the previous month. That's why they do it that way. So it's actually if it can take 5 months to get your money because if you apply 3 months before your birthday, you're like again, you're not going to get your money until 2 months or the second month after your birthday month. Okay, so yeah, it could take 5 months, right? If you apply early like that, and you know, but you could, I mean, you know, you don't have to apply early. You could apply a month ahead, you know, you know what I mean, like. But you know, why not do it as early as possible? Why not do it 3 months in advance or whatever? You know. So anyway, I just wanted to I wanted to make a video on this because I think that part is confusing. Most people think like when they hear, oh, it takes 5 months. Does that mean like 5 months after I'm after my birthday, my 62nd birthday or my 67th birthday or whatever age you're going to start collecting. No, no, it's only going to be the second month after that birthday. But the other 3 months is because a lot of us apply 3 months in advance because you can, you know. And incidentally, I'll add with Medicare, you have to be 65 to get Medicare. And I think it's the same thing as far as applying for it or not applying for it or whatever. But if you apply for it, I think you can do it 3 months before your 65th birthday. Okay. If you want to get it, you know. If you don't want to get it, I'm not sure because I'm not at that point yet, So it's like, I don't know if you have to opt out or just not apply for it. You know what I mean? Like if you just don't apply for it, then you're not going to get it. I think if you change your mind later, there is a penalty. Like if you say, no, I'm going to opt out of it, and then 2 years later you say, I want to get back into that. I think there's a penalty, but you can get back into it, I believe. I haven't done a ton of research on that part, but you could probably Google it and figure out what it says. There's a lot of information on the Social Security website too. You know, like even without logging in, you could just go to their website and there's a lot of information about this stuff. So, all right, guys, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and you guys have a good day. I'll see you later.